Welcome to the Green Podcast. My name is Dylan Welch. I'm the CEO of green.org and Dylan Welch Media. Our goal with this podcast is to bring you the biggest names and leaders in renewable energy, clean technology, and sustainability so that you can stay up to date with the latest trends and everything that is happening in this world. Not only that, you'll get some action items for your life so that you can apply some amazing things and make your world a better place as well. Let's get the show started. Real quick, before we kick off this episode, I want to announce that we have our fall 2022 Green Summit in San Diego, September 17th. Tickets are now available, so get yours today. It's one day of different speakers in renewable energy, clean technology, sustainability, all leaders sharing their vision in TED Talk style presentations for what the world will look like with a more sustainable future. There's only 300 available seats for the event, and I know they're going quickly. There's already less than 300 by the recording of this. So go grab your ticket, green-summit.org, and let's kick off the episode. Thank you very much. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Green Podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Welch, and we've got an awesome episode today. I'm really excited to have the conversation with the two gentlemen I have here before me. We have Matthew and Paul Sabatini, two brothers who are doing amazing things in the electric vehicle industry. They founded a company, Tandem, and we've been chatting for about a month or two now, just kind of getting this episode rolling. And since then, I've been following what they've been working on. It's really cool. It's really exciting to see younger entrepreneurs take on something as big and exciting as this. I don't want to mess anything up. I'm going to let them share their story. So let's dive right into it. Guys, tell me a little bit about just your background and how you came up with the idea of Tandem, and a little bit about what Tandem is at the same time.
Sure. Yeah, I can begin with my background.
Yeah, let's go for it.
I actually come from the aviation side of things. So I have a degree in aeronautics, and I've been a pilot for a few years now. And it's just been great building the company alongside Matt. So I'll let him detail his background.
I went to school for computer engineering. I did a bunch of years, software for some big tech companies, did some research for NASA, and then, put everything on hold to work on this project, with Paul.
So tell me a little bit about how the original concept for Tandem came. And first, before we even get into the idea, Paul, tell us a little bit about what Tandem actually is for our audience members who aren't familiar with the company.
Of course. So Tandem, we produce attachable electric vehicles for heavy-duty vehicles. Those are the existing diesel vehicles on the road right now. So our goal is to bring those vehicles into a sustainable future that is really efficient in the way that we can deliver it to large fleets and small owner operators at the same time. So we're really targeting that transition of the existing fleets out there right now.
Yeah, and it's really exciting. So for those of you listening, go check out drivetandem.com so you can really see what they're working on. It's super cool watching the video of just how simple and yet efficient it is and how it makes so much sense. But Matthew, kind of describe what Tandem is for someone who's listening to this episode.
Absolutely. So an existing diesel truck out there, basically what we invented is called the Centaur. The Centaur is an attachable EV. All you have to do is back your diesel truck into the Centaur like a trailer, and the Centaur plus your truck become a plug-in hybrid. So the Centaur has its own electric drivetrain that's capable of pushing the entire fully loaded semi-truck forward. So you can operate it in all electric mode, which is going to save you a ton of money on diesel costs and also emissions.
So I'm obviously not a truck guy, nor am I a scientist or engineer in this space, but to kind of describe it, from sort of the layman's terms, you have your normal standard truck and you back it into almost like an attachment on the back of the truck, obviously without the big cab on the back, and you plug it in and then it essentially becomes a hybrid truck. Is that kind of a very simple way to describe what you're working on?
That's right. It's because it's got its own, we don't do anything that, integrates with the drivetrain of the truck. We have our own electric drivetrain, so it won't affect, anything with your truck. When you're done with the Centaur, you can disconnect it and you still have your existing diesel truck. So it's a bit different than what you would see on the market, which are called upfits and retrofits. We're really just an attachment that when you're done with it, you can give it to a different truck. You still have your existing diesel truck. So what we're doing is we're electrifying the existing 2.5 million diesel semi trucks that are out there on the road today with a simple, elegant solution.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it makes it so much simpler to be more, environmentally friendly. You don't have to buy an entire new fleet of electric trucks. You can take existing ones and add this attachment, and all of a sudden it's hybrid. It's really cool and fascinating. How did you guys sort of come up with the concept? Paul, tell me a little bit about the background of where the idea originally started and then how it sort of took off to where you guys are today.
Of course. Well, the concept origins itself actually belongs to Matt. So if you don't mind, I'd hand that question off to him.
Matt, please take on over.
Well, I would do a lot of driving on the highway, and I was always looking at semi trucks, and kind of wanted to see why I couldn't get the efficiency of an electric motor, but still have all the benefits of an engine or a diesel engine. So that's the concept. There is really a hybrid, but what we went from there was Paul and I, we iterated on a bunch of prototypes in my garage, and we actually built a prototype that would just push a car around. I had an old Jeep at the time, and we built a prototype that pushed it around, and from there eventually we were pushing around semi trucks. So it didn't actually start in semi trucks. We had some prototypes where we thought we were going to be working with some other vehicles in the class 3 to 7 markets, but eventually Paul and I landed on semi trucks being the best target for this.
And why is that? Why did you choose semi trucks versus cars or trucks or anything else on the road today?
Yeah, the Centaur concept is so captivating. We really wanted to put all of our effort and focus into that to start. So it really just stemmed from just an excitement of getting that product to market first, which is why we're focusing on that.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So you're kind of starting on one product that, really nails it. So where are you guys at today with the company? What was sort of the process of going, all right, we have this idea, we built this prototype, it's working. What did you do after that? Did you start raising funds? Did you start a Kickstarter? Did you just start marketing it yourself? What was that process like?
So we did. We bootstrapped the company in the beginning. All of the funds came from Paul and I purchasing the parts that we needed, working out of our garage, and then eventually we did take the idea to a bunch of investors. We did raise a small seed round to keep us going, and now we're at the point where we have a couple of Centaurs built, and they're being tested by some owner operators and small fleets in the industry. We're getting great feedback from the industry as a whole. And what we're going to do next is we're going to take, the next 5 to 10 Centaurs that are produced, and we're going to do a bunch of pilot programs. We're going to allow larger fleets, and then also the existing small fleets and owner operators that we have connections to really take a few hours or a few days or even potentially longer pilots to really see the Centaur out there on the road.
Mm-hmm. And so I guess what I always like to learn is what's sort of your why behind the company? Why did you guys come up with this concept? Why are you driven to make this company go and really become something? Because obviously it has a ton of potential. Is it your entrepreneurial drive? Is it the want to make, an effect on the climate? Paul, let's start with you and just, learn more about sort of your passion behind all of this coming together.
Of course, I think it's absolutely the potential first. And that we get asked all the time, why has no one done this before? These bigger operators, why haven't they looked to try something like this? And the more and more that you get asked that question, actually the more and more exciting it gets, where we get to be those guys that keep getting up every day and working on the product and getting it out there and iterating. So absolutely the potential is part of it. And I think growing up, both of us were inclined mechanically towards things. I went the aviation route and Matt went the engineering route. So there's definitely a curiosity to tinker and to build things ourselves. So definitely seeing that potential and combining it with the experience that we've built so far in our lives has kept us going.
Very cool. Matthew, what about you?
I think one of the best parts about this idea is that, we get to play with big trucks. So it's very easy to get sucked into, like working on it longer than just a 9 to 5, because it's so much fun. We have big motors, big batteries, and big rigs. So it's a lot of fun. It's not just work.
Yeah, and that's always nice when you can find that bigger picture, something you're passionate about. And obviously, this is what you're working on is extremely important right now in our day and age. I mean, if you look at what's happening on the planet, one, in terms of trends, electric vehicles are just obviously getting purchased more and more every single year. Two, I mean, we're filming this right now. It's early July 2022. Gas prices are just crazy. They're continuing to go up. People are, really feeling that effect, as I'm sure long haul truck drivers are probably feeling it the most, and the business owners, and looking for, some newer, different ways to save money. I mean, I saw an article the other day where truckers are taking parts off their truck just to make it lighter, so the gas prices aren't as crazy. So it's cool that, not only are you building something that, came from your idea, get it to see a physical product, you now get to watch it, go and work, but also, 5-10 years down the line, it's very easy to see the practical use of this come to fruition. So now what are you guys working on day to day? What's sort of life like for the brothers of Matthew and Paul? Paul, what's your sort of day-to-day job within the company?
Well, there's been a lot of business development that we've been working on. Matt and I, of course, are very focused on testing those initial units that we built, and we continue to test them day to day. But the business development is cultivating a great team around us. So early on, we had a great advisor group around us with a lot of industry experience in manufacturing, their own business development, and vehicle programs. And after cultivating them, now we're moving into cultivating the actual team around us, and we built a great group of individuals. So that's really one thing that we've been honing in on day to day. Absolutely, the business functionality.
And Matt, what about you?
Certainly marching towards expanding those pilot programs. Like Paul said, getting these vehicles or these attachments for vehicles into the hands of more fleets, more owner operators is that's my day to day right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, certainly a lot of outreach. Yeah.
Sorry, what was that, Paul?
I was going to say certainly a lot of outreach. We're very proud of what we built and what sits in our warehouse here, and we'd love for more and more people to come take a look at it. So we do a lot of outreach.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I mean, even just sharing the story, I think I got a text message from one of you guys, and I think I was like on vacation or something. I think I was in Greece, and I was like, hey, we came across green.org. We'd love to, connect. I was like, oh man, that's a great message to get. I don't often get text messages, so it was really cool to, get that. And then that's kind of where the conversation built. We started talking over email, and that's when I saw your website and was just kind of looking at what you guys are working on. It was really cool and fascinating. And that's why I love, running green.org and hosting this podcast. I think we're at almost 150 episodes. I think this is 148, 49. And I don't think we've ever had two brothers on the show before. So that's the first. So what's it like being brothers working together? Have you guys always had a pretty close bond? Do you ever kind of get in like fights at the dinner table, or what's that process like? How's that working for you guys?
We have a very good relationship, and it certainly changed and evolved, working together for years now in a different way, like on building an actual company. But the experience throughout has always been positive. Of course, there are arguments about things, but they're usually resolved very quickly. But where it came from, we certainly bonded as, in our childhood of playing sports in the backyard. We both got very good at playing baseball because we would just be out there for hours pitching to each other and trying to hit the ball. So definitely a great family relationship. And then it developed into a working relationship, which has been interesting.
That's great. Matthew, what's been your highlight so far of running this company, both for yourself and with your brother?
So probably for the company, in the last few months since we came out of, a more stealthy mode. It's really just been seeing the idea, or hearing the idea being talked about, with people outside of the company, getting real feedback from industry veterans, from real companies that are, testing this and interested in testing it. That's been a huge highlight. And then, on the family side, I think, having your co-founder be your brother, it's kind of, it's another one of us. We're pretty similar in a lot of ways. So I think it's probably easier than co-founding a company with someone who's not your sibling.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, because I've founded companies both with partners and by myself. And sometimes when you've found a company with a partner, one person starts doing more stuff, or there can just be resentment in certain things. And I think when you have sort of that blood bond, and I have a brother myself, it's easier to put aside little squabbles for the big picture, and also wants you to, force you to step up and support the other person where, they might not be having the best day. It's like, okay, cool. I can help and support my brother, because I know someday I'll be having a bad day and he'll come and support me too. I think that's really cool that you guys were able to do that. What's sort of your the next 5 to 10 years looking like at Tandem? Paul, tell us a little bit about sort of your goals and your vision of what you expect to happen within the company.
Of course. Well, right now we are trying to paint that picture for ourselves, what that 5 to 10 year goal looks like, and certainly scaling up to a point where our product is available to the largest operator or the smallest operator. That would be fantastic to get to that point where, as we were just talking about before, people are struggling with these diesel prices, and it would be great to have a product that's easily accessible at all levels. So that's really the high level of what we're looking for. And of course, as we continue to evolve and grow, we have a lot more concepts in the works that we're developing IP on that we'd love to roll out. And I think third, we would really like to just evolve with the industry. So whether it goes pure electric, hydrogen, natural gas, we'll be right there along for the ride. So that's really what we're trying to do in that time frame.
And Matthew, what about you? What's your big picture vision for everything?
I think, Paul really nailed it. Just to, summarize it a bit into the product, what Paul's hitting on is that the Centaur is a platform. Our initial offering of that platform is the Centaur as, a short and long range model with batteries. But, in the future, we are going to be offering different fuel options. It's fuel agnostic. So that battery stack is not filled to the brim with batteries right now. We are looking into filling it with natural gas generators. We're looking to fill it with hydrogen fuel cells. And then beyond that, even more, the Centaur is really great for battery swapping for heavy duty trucks. Mm-hmm. So instead of a forklift or a crane coming in and trying to swap really heavy batteries on a heavy duty truck, you can basically drop off a Centaur in a couple of minutes. That one will charge. You can pick up a new one. So serving as a range extender for the future of battery electric trucks, that's the far down the road, product offering for us as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was something I kind of thought about when I was looking at it, like almost just having them set up at a gas station where a truck could pull in, swap it out, and keep going. Is that something you were kind of thinking about as a business model, or were you more just looking to sell them, or what are your thoughts there? Or are you still sort of playing with a variety of ideas?
We're certainly playing with a variety of ideas, but I would say our immediate beachhead market is going to be selling these units to short haul city regional carriers because they'll see the best and quickest ROI. But then we're also going to be partnering with existing players in the market who do operate that business model. So it's a great business model. The trucking as a service, business model has been there for a long time, and it's coming up even more. And the Centaur is going to be a great product to be offered there. And we're certainly talking to those players to partner with them.
Very cool. Well, again, if you're listening to this episode, please go check out, we're going to write an article about these guys on green.org. Check out our social media channels, and also check out drivetandem.com. It's really cool what these guys are doing. Matt, how can we as sort of a general audience get involved with Tandem? Are you looking to raise more investments? Are you looking to take reservations? Are you just looking to spread the word? What's an action item that we can all take as an audience to support you guys?
I think those are all important points. We are going to be doing, another funding round in the near future. So, certainly stay tuned. And then on the outreach side, for anybody that's in the trucking industry or in supply chain, we're always looking for that feedback, and we're expanding our pilot programs every day.
Very cool. Paul, let's wrap it up with you. Any final thoughts that you'd like to share with the audience? Any calls to action? Any thanks, any appreciation, anything you'd like to give and share out with the world out there?
Of course, we love the feedback, and doors always open. Please reach out to us if you're in the area, New York State area, New Jersey, and you'd like to come by and see the Centaur in action, take a picture next to it, whatever you want to do. We're always happy to do that and get that feedback from the industry operators at the highest level, lowest level, because that's really what's beneficial to us at the end of the day, is hearing those stories of the people that this is going to benefit them the most. And that's where we get the most benefit from.
Amazing. Where are you guys located in New York?
We're in Suffern, New York. So it's just outside of New York City and just over the New Jersey-New York border.
Yeah, I'm very familiar. I'm from Albany, New York, and have a lot of family in that area. So Matthew, Paul, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for reaching out and just continuing the conversation. I've been blown away at what you guys are working on. So it's really cool to kind of have this conversation this early in the stages of the company, because I love having these conversations. And, we've been doing the Green Podcast for a few years now. So to be able to have these conversations and watch these companies grow is one of my favorite things. For everyone listening and watching, we appreciate your support. We appreciate the support that you give to the people and the companies that we have on the show. So please go check out drivetandem.com. Just follow up with these guys. Check them out. If you have any way to, or any feedback, any thoughts, these guys are easily accessible on LinkedIn and email as well. Again, Matthew, Paul, thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. It was great to chat.
Thanks
guys. For having us.
Thank you again. And to all of our audience members, all of our listeners, our subscribers, thank you. We couldn't do this without you. Our goal with the Green Podcast and green.org is to bring leaders in renewable energy, clean tech, like Matt, like Paul, to just share what's happening in the world so that we can all take some action items and support people like this, support businesses, support organizations, hopefully, be able to drive cool things or get our hands on, some really cool technology, or just watch as it grows. We appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Green Podcast. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning into the episode. My name is Dylan Welch. Appreciate it. As always, stay up to date with the latest information on green.org and dylanwelch.com. Dylan Welch Media is a full-service media and communications agency dedicated to promoting, marketing, and helping businesses in clean tech, renewable energy, and sustainability grow, get more clients, get more customers, get in front of their ideal clientele. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out. If you're interested in joining the Green Summit, go to www.green-summit.org. Reserve your ticket today. There's very few spots left, so make sure you get on that ASAP. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.